The following contest is a second-round match in the Kings of Consoles tournament to determine the greatest game in the history of the Nintendo Entertainment System. 2 games enter, only one can advance. Introducing first, the 39th seed, a 1992 role-playing game from Chunsoft, Dragon Warrior 4! And its opponent, the 26th seed, a 1988 stealth action game from Konami, Metal Gear. Your ringside judges are Pat Dooley and Ricky Giraldo. There's nothing left to say but round 2, fight! Hello and welcome to episode 49 of Kings of Consoles. This is the podcast where we're trying to find the best game for each home video game console by means of giant tournaments. You have caught us 13 weeks into the second round of our Nintendo Entertainment System tournament, where today we'll be taking a look at the number 26 seed Metal Gear as it takes on number 39 Dragon Warrior 4. I'm Pat Dooley.
And I'm Ricky Giraldo.
And yeah, we just played Dragon Warrior 1, I guess about 2 weeks ago now, since this episode was a little bit delayed. We do apologize for that, but as a bonus, you're getting 2
guys.
episodes this week. That's all right. It's, everybody's schedules are weird. Time has no meaning anymore.
Life finds its way.
That's right. That's right. So as a bonus, we are going to do, if you're listening to this episode the day it drops, we'll drop the other episode tomorrow. So we'll be back on schedule with episode 50, the midway point of the tournament, tomorrow. So get right back on track at that point. So we always start by talking about the underdog, which in this case is the number 39 seed, based on IGN's list of the 100 best games for the NES. Dragon Warrior 4, which is a 1992 role-playing game from Chunsoft, which we played back in episode 22 when it knocked Section Z out of the tournament. So we always kind of start with, has your opinion changed in the last 27 weeks?
No. I think we know how good this game is already. We've talked about the legacy of this game. We've talked about, I don't know, we name it. Everyone knows what Dragon Warrior / Dragon Quest is if you're a gamer or you're into RPGs in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was telling you this before the podcast, but I felt like we were playing the same game. Like, it kind of mixed a lot with Dragon Warrior, the first one we played, and 3.
And 3, we played 3 in the first round, but it got knocked out. Yeah, they're 3 different narratives, but they all the 8-bit versions of Dragon Warrior / Dragon Quest all kind of have the same beats to them, which is fine because they're really good beats. Like, they're really excellently designed games. But
100%.
It's playing Final Fantasy and then Dragon Warrior and then Dragon Warrior 4 back-to-back episodes. It's a lot of JRPGs all in a row. And they do, honestly, they run together a little bit in my mind. I do still think the music in 4 is really good. The overworld theme is just really pleasant and kind of soothing, which is good because the encounter rate in this game is absurd.
It's crazy.
I counted in the first 4 minutes after I left the town where I had saved last. In the first 4 minutes, I had 10 encounters. You just can't take a step without running into an enemy, which is fine when you're, trying to grind and, raise your levels and get gold so you can buy better weapons. But when you're trying to get somewhere and it's like, it's another slime. Okay. Oh, it's 2
super
slimes
annoying.
now. Yeah. I did. Those of you that watched the stream on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Kings of Consoles, I spent the first 25 minutes of our hour trying to finish a mission that I forgot I had finished last time. So I couldn't figure out why I wasn't advancing the story. I was trying to reunite the prisoner with his wife, forgetting that I had done that last time. And so I couldn't find the wife anywhere in this stupid town to take her to her husband because I had already done that. So then once I figured that out, I was able to make decent progress in the latter half of the hour, but definitely not as much progress as I would have had I,
Did you have your game? Did you start all over?
No, I picked up from my last save.
Okay. I almost lost my saves. I was like, oh God. But no, I didn't. But I'll be honest, I didn't progress that much like I thought I was.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I have no idea what to do. I have no idea where to go.
Yeah.
So that was
See, I was convinced
fun.
I knew where I needed to go and what I needed to do, but I didn't because I'd already done it. And so I just kind of felt silly. But it's still really good. The gameplay is really, really good. It's very smooth. But yeah, that encounter rate is a major bummer. On the other hand, a game that's full of major bummers, but also huge swings, is the number 26 game Metal Gear, which is a 1988 stealth action game from Konami, designed and directed by Hideo Kojima, originally released in Japan for the MSX2 console a year earlier. Solid Snake, a member of an elite special forces unit called Foxhound, infiltrates Outer Heaven to rescue several captured operatives and destroy the titular Metal Gear. Fun fact, Metal Gear is not actually in the American version of Metal Gear. That's a whole
interesting.
That's a whole thing. They made some very questionable changes. There's an interesting interview out there somewhere on the internet with Kojima where he talks about how kind of displeased he was with the US release of Metal Gear. But it does have a lot of the kind of Kojima traits. It did spawn 10 sequels and prequels, namely the Metal Gear Solid series. Chronologically, of the 11 games in the series, it is sixth, taking place after 2015's Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, and before 1990's Japan-only MSX release, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, which was not released at all in the States until 2006, when it came out for PS2. Nintendo Power called it the 104th best game for any Nintendo system. Games Radar has it number 6 on their NES list. Game Informer has it 53rd, and EGM has it 35th on the best console game ever lists on those respective sites. This is one, we talk about Dragon Warrior / Dragon Quest having a long tail. Like, there's still, Dragon Quest 11 is still out there kicking butt. The Metal Gear Solid series has unfortunately kind of come to an end with the fallout between Kojima and Konami, and also Konami just kind of getting out of the gaming business in general. Right. Pretty much to get your Solid Snake fix now, you have to play Smash Brothers.
Or the old games.
Or the old games. Any of the 11 games that he's appeared in before Smash Brothers. But yeah, there hasn't been a new Solid Snake adventure since Phantom Pain was the last one, right? It was 6 years ago.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's a stealth action game, which, now if you play them, there's a stealth element in just about everything now. I was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, and there are stealth elements in that for basically just an FPS. But there are places where you can sneak behind rebels and choke them out. All of that kind of grew out of what Metal Gear started. Now, it being an 8-bit game, it's not quite the smooth experience as a stealth game that your Metal Gear Solids or your Last of Us or any number of other games where stealth is your ally. Some of the sneaking around Spider-Man missions on the PlayStation versions of the Spider-Man games. Basically it boils down to the 8-bit enemies in Metal Gear. All you have to do is just not be directly in front of them, and you can sneak by.
Right.
Their field of vision is literally a straight line in front of them. There's no vision cone that you can avoid. It's just don't be right in front of them, and you're fine.
That's what it was. I thought. I mean, we haven't played a game like this, and I could tell that this is I don't know if this is the first stealth game, but it definitely felt like it.
It was the first. It was the first successful one. I don't know if there had been others before it, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of the one that started it all for the genre that's still running 33 years later.
Yeah,
it's crazy. 88 was 33 years ago.
So things that I liked. So I liked the cutscenes. I thought that was cool. You could tell that Kojima's already, even at this stage, he's doing crazy stuff. His story was kind of everywhere.
Yep.
And that was really Kojima. So I was just shocked that.
Yeah, it was already there.
It was there. Yeah, it was wacky. You're a soldier. You're dropping down in this jungle, and you're trying to. Because I don't know if they mentioned Big Boss. Did they mention Big Boss?
They do. Yeah, Big Boss is the voice talking to you through the transceiver.
Oh, this is right. Okay.
Solid Snake. This is Big Boss.
That's right.
But they kind of hit. One of my first notes is they just dive right into the nonsense Kojima mythology. Big Boss, Solid Snake, Outer Heaven, Metal Gear, Gray Fox, all these very, Foxhound, all these very Kojima names.
I really wonder if the booklet had a glossary of these terms, because they don't tell you at all in the game, really, and we just know it because of the other games.
Right? Yeah, pretty much. There's a little bit of bad translating in this. Nothing on the level of Castlevania 2, but there is. I did make note of a couple of translation issues, from the very first cutscene when Big Boss is calling you on the transceiver. He says, "First attempt to contact missing our Gray Fox," which is not. I know what all of those words mean, just not in that order. If a guard dozes off and then wakes up, rather than saying "I fell asleep," they say "I feel asleep." And when
Classic.
You jump in the back of a truck to sneak into another area of the game, it says, "Uh-oh, the truck have started to move." So those, I made notes of those three little translation problems. We were talking a little bit about this before we started recording, that, it very much, a game like this now would have so many checkpoints. You'd sneak past one section and then it would auto save. And then if you died, it would just basically take you back to that screen. Nope. You can get almost all the way through, a major, raid on a facility, and you make one wrong turn and get shot. And then you're back at the beginning, getting that communique from Big Boss and walking past the first guard that feels asleep. And it just is very, very frustrating, very, very hard, but also very,
it was hard,
ballsy trying to make an 8-bit stealth game. The tech just wasn't there. You could walk into a new room after triggering an alarm and the alarm shuts off. You shoot somebody in one room and the people in the next room don't hear it, and so you can still sneak past them.
Yeah, and once again, another thing I liked, and we talked about this before, is the sound effects. They had some of this. Yeah, they had some of the same noises you hear in the
Mhm.
classic in the PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
Like
Brum.
the question mark is there. The codex
Yep.
calling is there. I'm pretty sure the theme is also the original theme, like the
Mhm.
snake theme,
I think
but
so. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Just it gets
yeah.
updated as the technology gets better, but
Yeah, it's not
those
8-bit.
yeah the elements are all there. Um, I did think it was kind of funny when you're infiltrating the first major building after the truck has started to move. A couple rooms in, you get another message on your transceiver from Big Boss giving you instructions on how to infiltrate the building. And it's like, I'm already inside the building and I'm not being very stealthy right now with you beeping in my ear, especially when the conversation ends and the only sound coming across is a siren. Like, that's not helpful,
So
boss.
annoying. So annoying.
Yeah, but it's really good. I feel like I'm being really nitpicky with it. There's just like a lot of like, oh, you were so close. Like, you almost pulled this off how you wanted, and I'm sure that that's how Kojima feels about it too. That he's just like, oh, if I had just done this, or oh, if we had just like.
No, you know what I think it is? I just think Kojima didn't have the technology yet.
That's probably a lot of it. Like, for
Because
example, you can't wear a gas mask and use a key card at the same time.
right.
To get into a
It's
room,
so
you have to
weird.
take your mask off.
I honestly I was thinking about it. I was thinking about Kojima. So look at this game and then look at Death Stranding.
I will always take an
Imagine
excuse to look at Death Stranding.
imagine if Kojima just started making games and he made Metal Gear. Like, how would that be?
Like, what's an 8-bit Death Stranding look like?
Yeah, or the other way around. But
Yeah. Yeah, if he had
going into
started
this,
making games when the technology could keep up with his imagination.
right. So this game is like Final Fantasy for me, where I'm trying to not like I enjoyed it a lot, but probably because it was a Metal Gear game.
Mhm.
I'm trying like, did I have fun playing it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
I thought that I think I liked it though because of you are Snake, you are
Mhm.
hearing the noises in
Mhm.
8-bit form. But as a game, I thought it was pretty flawed. I think it wasn't as fun.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
didn't
would
find it
definitely agree
as
with that.
fun.
I feel like its high ranking on all these lists is for the
It's because
legacy.
it's yeah. I
It's
and I'm playing a lot of these games. I feel like when we have upsets, it's because the games are better, but they just were never picked up like a Mario or like a Metal
Mhm.
Gear or like a. And to be honest, this franchise didn't become as big until the PlayStation version.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
Yeah.
the game was cool. I think it has its great ideas, but it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
I would agree
kind
with
of
that.
boring.
It's
And what's shocking enough, there's people that believe Metal Gear is boring
yeah, even
or
the
Death
the new
Stranding.
ones,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
I don't
definitely
know.
it's not for everybody, but the newer stuff is definitely for me. I love the Solid franchise, and God,
Oh yeah,
Death Stranding just
Metal
blew
Gear
my
Solid
mind.
2 is probably my favorite game of all. No, my second favorite game of all. Ah, it
It's
always switches.
it's probably in my top 10. I love Sons of
It's
Liberty.
definitely in my
It's a
top 10. Yeah.
fantastic game.
See, to
So
me,
good.
it's Resident Evil 2, Mass Effect 2, or
Mm.
Metal Gear Solid 2. Those are
Ooh, those are all
the ones
really
that
good games.
always change in my personal top
Yeah.
because I invest just so much. And then Final Fantasy X is up there, and oh my god, it's just so it's hard. It's hard,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, for sure. Huh.
yeah,
Maybe we need to do that for episode 100. It's like do our personal top 10s. Um,
that'd be good.
but I was also just
I'm sure.
thinking
Yeah.
we were talking about how big a swing Metal Gear was, but it didn't quite pull it off. And you were talking about how like some of these games that pulled off upsets just never got the franchise coming off of them, like some of these
Right.
did. I actually kind of keep coming back to Metal Storm, thinking about
Me
this.
too.
About
Me too.
Metal Storm is still one of the best games we've played on the entire show. Like, I
Right.
love Metal Storm. It's a great game. It's a huge swing, and it's executed really, really well. I think Metal
Yeah.
Storm's like anti-gravity element is done way better than Metal Gear's stealth element is. But Metal Gear doesn't have the giant tail, or sorry, Metal Storm doesn't have the giant tail that Metal Gear does, because we're not playing Metal Storm Solid 5. Like the franchise just didn't go anywhere. So we don't, like, it just is kind of like a forgotten gem of the console.
I mean, completely. I didn't even know. We didn't even know. I mean, I didn't know what that game was.
Yeah.
But I bet if they come out with a Metal Storm now, PS5, Xbox 360 graphics, and not even right now, like the 8-bit's kind of in the rise, and like you can remake this game and put it on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And you probably have a hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's funny. So yeah, I just wish some of these games had more sequels or something. Like, and it's kind of crazy that we're saying like Metal Gear, like this game would probably not be on the list if it wasn't for its name.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy thinking about that.
Well, I think it'd probably be on the list. I don't think it would be like knocking on the door of the top 25. I would, of the games we've played, it's still better than several games we've played.
That is true.
But I would probably put it somewhere in like the 45 to 60 range rather than, top 30.
Yeah, was it 27?
26.
26.
So that just feels high to me.
It does.
Because there's like, I don't want to go into all of them, but I can definitely think of 26 games that we've played already that I liked more than Metal Gear. And we haven't even gotten into Super Mario Brothers and Zelda and Metroid and all these classic franchises.
3.
Yeah. I mean, Castlevania 3 would definitely, Metal Storm would be up there. River City Ransom, Bubble Bobble, Kirby, Castlevania 3. Yeah. There's a lot of games that would be over it. But yeah, I mean, before we start getting into, picking a winner, I think it's time for our old pal Ryan O to sing us into the next segment.
Who made it for them? Who made it for them?
So in Dragon Warrior 4, as I mentioned, I wasted almost half of my hour trying to reunite two people I had already reunited. But once I figured out what I was supposed to be doing, I was able to go down into the secret well and follow the mysterious voice. I met Healy, the squid healer thing, and added him to my party. I found the flying shoes, which was actually kind of a funny thing where I was like, oh, flying shoes, I'll put those on. But I was still in the cave, so I just flew up and hit my head on the ceiling. So that was pretty funny.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I didn't know you fly. What?
Yeah. Well, you just kind of shoot straight up into the air. So I got back out of the cave with Healy, put on the shoes, and it flew me to the top of that tower that I'd been trying to get into. That's on the island by itself.
Right.
So and then I ran out of time while I was in there because I had wasted 25 minutes going back and forth between those two towns trying to reunite the lovebirds.
Well, this one is all you, man. I just got Healy. I just got that character. That's all I got.
Nice.
Because I had no idea. I was like you. I was like, wait, I have to find this couple, or I have to find. And I did, but it was already too late into the hour. I was like, oh shit. I don't know what I'm. So yeah, but it was cool. I finding that new character was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I didn't realize that, because I knew eventually you were going to add, because I vaguely remember the first time we played, you like named all your characters and stuff before you started playing. It's like,
Right.
So I know that I'm going to add more characters later, but I wasn't expecting to come across Healy. So
yeah, that wasn't Final Fantasy though, right? I don't, man. Sometimes
Final Fantasy had you build your party right from the start.
The warrior.
Right?
Okay,
because you pick your 4 people and there you start with them. But I think it was 4. It might have been 3, but one of them you name. It's like at the beginning of Earthbound where you name all of the main characters and then the game starts and you're just Ness or whatever you name Ness, and then you meet people along the way. But I mean, Healy was not one of the ones that I named. So how about Metal Gear? How far did you make it in Metal Gear?
So Metal Gear, I made it to this area where there was 2 machine gun guys. There's not really levels in Metal Gear.
Yeah, that's true.
So all I remember is like the floor was blue. Maybe there was a lot of floors that was blue, but I don't even know. I just remember it was like these 2 guys looking down and there was machine guns and they were kind of easy to, like, you have to go next to them obviously and kill them, but that's all I went up to. I have no idea where to measure this. My rank was 2 stars, if that helps.
Okay. I think I don't remember how many stars I had. I may have only had 1. I got to the point where I thought I was on my way out of the, the truck have started to move, and then you go into that building and you rescue a couple of guys that are tied up and you have a couple of key cards, and so you're going in and out of places, and there's the room with the poison gas and you're wearing the gas mask that you then have to take off to use the key card. And then you get up to the roof, but apparently I needed to go back and get a bomb suit. And that was when I ran out of time, was when I went back inside looking for the bomb suit.
Huh. So I think I remember the last codex I got was this is Diane and you need to destroy the twin shot with a grenade launcher thing.
Yeah, you made it farther. I didn't. I had still only heard from Big Boss.
I do remember the gas thing. Mm-hmm. I think I did pass you.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it, or at least we took a branch off. But yeah, especially early, I died a lot before I kind of got more of the hang of how to stay out of people's eye lines. I was trying to make it harder than it actually was the first several times through, thinking I need to not be, but then there would be times where there would be a guard and then a tree directly to his left. And if I stood directly in front of the tree, even though I'm literally a pixel over and to up and to the left, he can't see me because of that tree. He would turn and I could just run around behind him. So I spent a lot of time getting into fights I didn't need to get into because I didn't think there was a way to sneak past people. And for the first large chunk of the game, you don't have a gun. So you spend a lot of time fist fighting guys that have guns and dying until you get the hang of it. So, yep. So we each get a win there. And I grabbed the notebook in advance tonight.
Awesome.
No searching for it in vain. I don't know why. Yeah, we each won 1. So your lead remains the same, but you have now won 44 to my 38. And then, a bunch of ties. So I guess it's time to pick a winner. And this is going to be kind of tricky because it's a matter of, I think I had more fun playing Dragon Warrior 4. There wasn't quite there was a lot of frustration in the, what do you want from me in it, but not like the frustration in Metal Gear where it was oh, come on.
thinking about it, yeah, I don't think Metal Gear was a hard game.
No.
It was just like, all right, here we go. We're doing the motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh man.
I think.
So yeah, what's your pick?
For me, since it does, what it ultimately comes down to is what do I want to play another hour of in round 3? And for me, it's Dragon Warrior. Like, I think I will go back and like Metal Gear is one of those that's like, on the backlog list. I will go back and try and finish it at some point. But I think in terms of what I got more enjoyment out of and what I would rather see advance, it's Dragon Warrior.
Oh man. I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I think I had a better time playing Dragon Warrior. But I can't. But I'm gonna say it. I love Metal Gear franchise more, 100%. But I think Dragon Warrior is a better game, so I think it moves on.
Yep, agreed. All right, so it will now face the winner.
This one feels dirty. I
don't like this. But especially when you consider some of the games that have advanced.
Yeah. Like Snake, I love you, I swear.
I wish you had been up against Castlevania 2 or
right?
Batman, some of these other games that just kind of squeaked through. But yeah, the bracket was not kind, and so Metal Gear drops out in round 2, and is now the 49th game eliminated from our top 100. Which means that next week, not only will we find out what game is going to face Dragon Warrior 4 in round 3, we will be halfway through the tournament and we will be down to our final 50 when the number 7 seed Mike Tyson's Punch-Out takes on the number 71 seed Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
What are your faves?
Oh yeah, that's 2 of my faves, really. I love both of those games. Before we get to the all of our social plugs and stuff and wrap up the episode, we do, of course, as we seem to every week, which is great, have some feedback from our old pal Ryan O, who asks, if you were a video game barbarian, would you want a sword or an axe?
I'm gonna go with an axe, man. I could throw an axe. I want to axe like Kratos. Like throw that thing, take it back like Mjolnir and just wreck things.
Now I'm just hearing Billy Gunn's old theme. I'm an axe man.
Man.
Bow, bow. I would probably also go with the axe. Just because, like,
the sword and Conan,
everybody's got swords.
Yeah, I agree.
It's kind of not a cliche because obviously there's a reason they all have swords. They're probably more effective than axes, but
what? Okay, so let's do this. Let's change this question up. You can't pick a sword. You can't pick an axe. What would you have as a barbarian?
Oh, you know what? That's funny because actually another question I was going to hold off until the next episode. He also asked, in a fantasy-styled RPG, which class and weapon do you gravitate more towards? So I feel like we can kind of tie those together.
Funny. That's kind of cheating because we both play D&D. We both have our own characters.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I usually go for the rogue character. Mm-hmm. So I'm usually with daggers, knives. It's usually my thing, but lately my latest character, I'm a bard. And like, yes, I have a nice guitar, whatever, but my weapon's a rapier, and I'm having a lot of fun with that, man. Yeah. I also have a flying sword.
Nice.
So I could just I named her. I forgot her name, but I did name her, and I usually shout her name and she goes flying. Kind of like Yondu from Guardians.
Right.
Pretend it's like that. So that's his character. I'm usually the rogue of our squad or the thief.
I'm relatively new to D&D. I've only been playing it a couple of years, so I've been kind of experimenting. Every time we start a new game, I do a different class. I really enjoyed playing a bard. I also used a rapier for that. My favorite weapon in terms like narratively I ever had was when I was playing as a fighter, and I had what was it called? Berserker axe, where if you use basically it was cursed, so I could never not have it on me.
The Berserker axe.
Anytime I used it, I would basically go into like a berserker rage and attack anybody that was close to me, even if they were on my team, which led to some fun moments. I think it was that same character. I had some sort of like magical ice sword. I'm blanking on what it was called.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, like it would do, slashing damage, and then like on a failed Constitution save, I think, would then do cold damage on top of it, which is pretty awesome. But the last couple times I'm playing a warlock now, and so almost everything is Eldritch Blast. Or
yeah, that's why playing a wizard, or like if you played the Star Wars RPG, playing a Jedi, like it's cool, but I don't know, you're not doing. I mean, yeah, playing a Jedi is fun, but
you spend a lot of time just kind of hanging back while the paladins are getting in and having fun.
Right. Like I remember when I played. Well, I didn't play the newer Star Wars because the new Star Wars RPG is pretty good, it's more balanced, kind of. But the old version, I guess, I wonder if it's called the 4.0 version. I don't know, but if you're a Jedi, you're overpowered, and it doesn't matter if you're a scoundrel or whatever, because you're not doing any damage. Like you're not. So it kind of sucked when these people are flying in the air, doing all these cool things, and you're like, pew pew pew.
Right. Was like I
want to be Han Solo. I don't want to be Anakin.
It was like when we were playing. I was talking earlier about playing Battlefront 2 that I just got because it was free on the Epic Games Store, and in the like arcade mode, if you like build up enough points, you can just become a hero character. And so it'd be running around as a stormtrooper, and I'd get a bunch of kills in a row and then get killed, and be like, oh, you can now play as Kylo Ren. Like, oh, okay, well then I'm just not gonna die for the rest of this round because I'm just so much stronger than any regular fighter.
Yeah, you are, but then again, you have everyone against you, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you get overwhelmed?
I did the first couple of times, but then by the third time, I figured out how to use, because I was like, while you're waiting for the whole game to download, you can play just like the regular arcade mode, and so I like figured out like where they were spawning and like where the
just every time they spawn, bam.
Pretty much, yeah. So it was just like a nonstop barrage of rebels coming at me because I was in the room where it happens.
And it's funny, Kylo is considered like a high tier character in that game. Like, I don't know if there's a competitive in Battlefront, but I saw like a YouTube video that did have like the tier list of like the top, and Kylo was like third. I think number 1 was the Emperor.
I mean, he can stop a blaster bolt with his hands. He's like leave it hanging there. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Battlefront 2, man. What a game, what a story.
Yeah.
When it came out, hated it with its stupid transactions, and it's the story mode was cool, but it was just not good. And then they changed it completely, and now it's super fun.
Yeah.
And you can kill Ewoks or be an Ewok. So
well, that just makes everything better.
Exactly. And I can't believe we eliminated Metal Gear, but here we are.
Here we are. Here we are. It's a mad, 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 mad world.
Kojima, when you listen to this, I am sorry. We're still friends, and I will see you on Saturday. I will not. He has no idea who I am.
Oh man, I really want to play Sons of Liberty again. It's been years.
I just got it for Xbox again. So
nice.
Yeah, I got it, that in 3. It was on sale, so I was like, okay, $9,
nice.
Sure.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I still have my original disc for PS2, so I will.
I wish I still had my PS2.
Such a great console. That would definitely be way up on my list of favorite consoles I've ever owned.
Yeah, do you know if your PS2 still works?
Yes, because a couple months ago, we dusted off X-Men Legends and played that for a little bit.
Oh my God, I want to play that again so bad.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know. You don't even have to say it. You don't even have to say it. For the listeners, every time I say, "Oh, I want to do this" or "I want to do that," he's always like, "Well, you could always move to Tennessee."
Just saying.
And I live in Florida. Pat lives in Tennessee. If you don't know, so
we've got a bright pink guest room waiting for you whenever you want to come up and play some Beatles Rock Band or X-Men Legends or X-Men Legends 2 or any of the Ultimate Alliances, or Twisted Metal is getting a TV show. I don't know if you saw that announcement. That's crazy. I feel like we talked about Twisted Metal on an earlier episode when we were talking about, maybe when we talked about Cobra Triangle. We were talking about like vehicular action games.
Yeah, it's weird. Did you read the synopsis of Metal Gear? Twisted Metal?
No, I just saw the announcement on Twitter, but I didn't read the actual article.
It's like a comedy because the guys who did Zombieland and Deadpool are making this, or they are writing it. So that's weird. I never thought as Twisted Metal as a comedy, but it might work.
I feel like at this point, unfortunately, it would almost have to be. Yeah. I feel like if you tried to do like a hardcore, edgy Twisted Metal, it would just come off, like it's trying way too hard.
You're right. And then that's the thing. Like, I felt the creepy Twisted Metal should have came out like when Hostel came out or when Saw came out.
Yeah. Yeah, like an Eli Roth directed
Twisted Metal. Oh my God.
Would be disgusting.
That would be great. But totally like,
Yeah. I feel like at this point, the only way you could do an actual Twisted Metal, like serious, scary horror version would be to either have Jordan Peele or Ari Aster do it. I think anybody else, it would be too silly to be scary. And it would be silly with either of them.
And it's a TV show, right?
It's a TV show, yeah.
Yeah, so like I think the characters are just like, we'll see how they do Sweet Tooth, because they gotta nail it. They gotta nail Sweet Tooth at least.
Yeah. They haven't done any casting yet, have they? They just announced.
No, they just announced it. I don't even think they wrote it yet. I think they just like. So.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will.
And, it's funny that we talk about Eli Roth, and he's actually directing the Borderlands movie.
Oh, that's right. He is.
Yeah, and that does have some casting. So Kevin Hart, Jack Black. Jack Black is the robot. What's his name?
Oh, Claptrap.
Claptrap. There you go. And the girl who was oh my God, who was in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, Tessa Thompson?
No. The bad girl.
Oh, Kate Blanchett.
She was hella. Kate Blanchett. She's also in it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
That one.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's as little as I like Eli Roth's movies. I feel like he's a really good choice for that because Borderlands has to be. There's a really fine line of comedy and grotesquerie that you need to walk that I think he could probably pull off because those games are hilarious, but they're also like there's horrifying stuff that happens in them.
Yeah, Borderlands is not. I've never played them, so I don't know. One day.
Oh, I haven't made it all the way through 2 yet. I'm close to the end of it. That's another one of those that's just sitting in my backlog of like games I play once in a while, but then forget I have because I get, I fall down a Witcher rabbit hole or something.
Yep. Anyway, yeah. So that's our question with the axes. As we did a whole tangent.
But yeah, so Dragon Warrior 4, moving on. It'll face either Mike Tyson or a couple of chipmunks in round number 3. So if you're listening to this on release day, check us out tomorrow, where you'll be able to hear that episode where we pick a winner to find out who's going to face Dragon Warrior 4. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter. We're at Kings of Consoles. I'm at LoopyDate.
And I'm at Ricky4518. Ricky G4518.
Ricky G and 7.
Oh, yeah. Ricky and G and 7. Sorry.
Ricky's on his third Twitter handle in 49 weeks.
I keep changing it. I'm sorry, everyone. But yeah, Ricky G and 7.
Facebook.com/Kings of Consoles, Twitch.tv/Kings of Consoles. I've scaled back the streams back to once a week just because it was turning into a pretty major time suck for me, trying to do it 3 days a week at the moment. Hopefully I'll be able to scale that back up soon. But for now, trying to do every Monday night playing games for the show. But if you're listening Wednesday, I will actually be playing tonight. I will be playing Vice Project Doom and Super Mario Brothers 2. So check that out. Twitch.tv/Kings of Consoles. You can see the full bracket of the whole tournament at challonge.com/Kings of Consoles, CHALLONGE. And I think that's everything, right? Oh, ko-fi.com/Kings of Consoles. If you want to, throw a couple bucks our way, we would be very grateful for that. Aside from that, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow, and just spend the rest of the night playing old games.
Play old games, everyone. Have a good one.
Kings of Consoles is recorded in Nashville and Orlando and is produced and edited by me, Pat Dooley. Thanks to Captain Portal for our theme song, intro for a non-existent video game, which can be found at freemusicarchive.org. And the music and sound effects from this week's games can be found with a quick Google search. The opinions expressed in this and every episode are our own, and we are in no way sponsored by or affiliated with Nintendo. We're just big fans.